serious, people age 18-40s, who do not work or go to school, what do you do in your daily life? How do you sustain it? I am a stay-at-home mom. Housewife. My husband's income supports me and our children. It used to be the norm, but it is still very common. It is a good partnership, I think. There are a lot of domestic duties when 4 people live under one roof. The last time I said on Reddit I stayed home, I was told that I was a drain on society. It's okay. Us working student mommies get told we don't care about the best interests of our children. There is no win to being a mommy. All of us get judged. I am 28. I have worked a few years at 2 failed jobs. I am back at my parents because they are in very bad health and I have suffered some health problems from the stress of previous jobs. I mostly take care of my parents and in my downtime I play a PC game or 2. I do random side jobs to barely pay the bills. I fight anxiety and depression because I never thought things would end up like this, and where I live is mostly elderly people, so I don't really have any friends. Update. Thanks everyone for all the nice comments. I really do appreciate it. Update 2. BTW. You guys that responded with anxiety problems, get some chamomile tea. My mother reminded me of it when I was feeling bad this evening and it helped a lot by feeling relaxed. It's a miracle tea for me. I hope it helps you all like it did for me. I just graduated college and am writing a novel, which some people definitely see as not working. I had a heap of savings from during my studies and also a girlfriend who is extremely supportive. On a non-financial note, I sustain it by treating it like a job. I never write at home and I always get up and ready like I'm going to work, but instead go to a cafe or library. Yes, I'm one of those MacBook users at Starbucks. Only person ever to have come out of studying with savings. My story will be different to most. I'm currently unemployed by choice, but only because when I do choose to work, I earn good enough money to only need to work 7 or 8 months a year. So I spend 4 or 5 months a year enjoying life, traveling, relaxing, etc. You mind me asking what occupation you are in? I honestly do not want to work 9-5 till I am too weak to actually enjoy life and travel. I'm a business consultant, specializing in business transformation projects. So I'll work on a project for 8 months or so, then have 4 months off before I'll look for the next project. I haven't worked in over 15 years. Live in a medical state. Grow weed up. Make hash oil and have a sizable stash of Bitcoin I bought when they were $10. That still sounds like work to me. Growing weed up and making hash oil, I imagine you make money from doing that? I know it may not be traditional work like a 9-5 job, but if you are making money from it, I think it counts. If you can make money doing something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I'm on temporary disability, so I go to the treatment center multiple times a week. To sustain, I get some money each month due to my disability, and my SO supports me. I'm early 40s. We quit our jobs a year ago and are living off of savings, 4% safe withdrawal rate style. Carpool son to school. Return home, do yoga. Head to coffee shop to write for 2 hours. Come home, plan stuff like finances, travel, where move to next, plan some sort of slow cooker meal or not, pick up son, hang out, homework, Khan Academy, read, dinner. A challenge is being plugged into Reddit and other forums too much. I find I need a schedule of times with specific intentions and time limits for the dark playground. I graduated from uni 2 months ago. I have a master in linguistics, but there are no jobs. I live with my parents and I don't pay rent. During the day I read, write, do chores, try to help my parents around the house, and look for a job. I also volunteer at a charity shop 2 days a week. I honestly feel like shit about it, but try not to dwell on it as it isn't productive to feel like that at all. Unemployed 19-year-old here. Mental illness is severely impacting my ability to get and keep a job, and would make college difficult if not impossible. Parents are supportive, for now, but it really kind of sucks. Trying to be a freelance artist but it makes jack shit. What do I do? Sleep. Eat. Netflix. Gym. Who pays for it? Parents. Bless their hearts. Parents will retire eventually. Start making yourself as employable as possible. Pro Netflix viewer probably won't sustain your life. After getting laid off about 7 months ago from my engineering gig, I moved back to my home country and small town with my parents. It was supposed to be a temporary move until I got back on my feet. A lot of my time is spent pumping out applications for jobs in my field, though there are a surprising number of them. My skills apparently aren't an appropriate fit. Barring that, I've been getting back into running. Doing part-time, really small hours. Before dawn, work at the local golf course helping the greens crew. This sustains the gas for the borrowed vehicle and any expenses to help cover my parents for what I use. Then there's Reddit. You horrible time suck. I'm still hoping this is temporary. The silence from the void is deafening. Edit. Thank you very much to everyone for their support. I thought I'd just be sharing a story today instead of starting a large discussion and generating this much activity. It's good to know I'm not alone. It's better to know that this community is prepared to help out each other. Yes. I did see the recruiter's offer and we've been talking. Though it does seem he has a lot more people interested in his services than just me. Best of luck to everyone in their job search. Just started a new contract 2 weeks ago, but I'll give you a breakdown of my routine. 26-year-old white male with a graphic design degree. I would wake up. Go to the gym. Free one at the apartment my wife and I rent. Shower. Eat. Apply for jobs. Look at ACX and see if there are any books I want to audition for. When friend gets online, play games with him. Occasionally go to a job interview. Feel worthless. Try not to spend any money since only my wife is bringing something in. Go grocery shopping. Wait for wife to get home so she can tell me I'm not worthless. Cook dinner. Fight over what to do because I've been doing nothing all day and she should get to choose since she is the breadwinner. Watch TV. Eventually go to bed feeling a complete sense of dread that tomorrow may not be different. My recent stint of unemployment went for almost half a year and it doesn't feel good at all. Luckily my wife has been patient with it since those lean months aren't representative of the whole year. When I do get paid, I get paid well enough that it all evens out. But it takes forever to find a new contract, still hoping for full-time somewhere. Edit. Guys. I promise that I'm fine. We're doing okay financially, and if we weren't I would definitely take another job for the pay. If you're ever in a situation like this, don't think any job is beneath you. If you need to pay bills, there is nothing wrong with working another job while you search for your dream. I've appreciated all the comments and support and hope that all of you are happy in your lives. I'm 2 weeks into a contract that will last me past the end of the year, so I have plenty of work to do that keeps me busy. I recently turned 30. I am currently on disability due to end-stage renal failure. I'm awaiting a transplant and took a medical leave from my MA program in curriculum and instruction, teaching digital multimedia and technology. Ideally, based on new blood work and tests, I can have a transplant sometime late this fall. However, I've been on leave for the past year doing hemodialysis for 10 months and recently switching to peritoneal dialysis at home. So I'm in this state of limbo. Unable to finish my program other than read extra materials or follow some lectures, but I can't do the distance learning as I don't qualify. In my spare time I read quite a bit. Play video games. Watch movies. Writing. And I started working on some stop motion and diorama robot films. I'm also searching for a new puppy. I've developed some kind of depression due to a few factors. One from the loss of my first transplant kidney around this time last year, and my girlfriend leaving me a week before surgery while I was rejecting the last organ and nearly died. Seizures. Pulmonary edema. And some other complications. Anyway. Here I am. I'm unemployed. I live with my girlfriend, who is employed, and her mom. It's my 3rd month without a job and her mom is kicking us, or just me. It's not clear. Out in 2 weeks. I've been applying at places every day for 1-2 months. I would have been hired at Amazon, but my GF got a job before me and I couldn't make the commute without a car. I have had 3 interviews. I keep calling places until I'm told not to call. So really I just sit around on Reddit and be depressed. My unemployment kicks in a couple weeks. Right on time to pay off my credit card, and I'm considering breaking up with my girlfriend and moving back to my home state where a buddy of mine said he'd hook me up with a job and a place to stay. I'm 25 and I've been homeless since March when I lost my job. I never had a college degree. Never had the money for college, and you'd be surprised how many loans and grants you get rejected for. Maybe that's just my luck. Anyways, what I do is when I wake up, I usually take a dip in the canal for a somewhat clean bath. Then I drive or push my car to Starbucks where I use their free Wi-Fi to fill out job applications. Make calls and usually get nothing back. Sometimes the bittersweet live "we'll call you back later today." Then the call never comes and I start to slip back into depression. Do small jobs for friends and acquaintances. Mostly landscaping stuff or taxi services. If I don't have any jobs lined up or any money and I'm depressed enough to not be completely overcome by shame, I go to the gas station and hold up a sign pretty much begging for money. Then if I have absolutely nothing to do or lined up, I go use the Starbucks Wi-Fi for Reddit and YouTube. Then I wrap everything up when the store starts to close down. I drive my car to somewhere safe, most of the time. Nowhere's really safe, and put the tire iron by my foot just in case someone tries to break into my car while I'm in it. Then I go to sleep or honestly just cry until I pass out. And then rinse and repeat. Sometimes if I have the gas money to do it, I go do stand-up comedy so I can feel normal again. Other than that, rinse, repeat, and get caught up in the thought process of wanting to live another day and asking myself, is it worth going another day? I am 20. Just over 2 months my mother passed away and I had to relocate. I am fortunate enough to have had someone who was willing to take me in and temporarily take care of me. With strange circumstances and without a vehicle, I haven't been able to look for work yet, but I suspect in the coming months things are going to start to improve. My goal is to have a job before the end of the year. Even if it's just part-time. I spend most of my free time programming when I'm here at home. Alone. Which is a lot of the time. Especially in the morning and through the afternoon, I frequent Alone Programming, our daily programmer, and a few other programming subreddits. Programming and solving problems is something that I'm really passionate about, and thankfully so. I would probably go insane if I didn't have something to keep my mind occupied throughout the day. I'm 25 and I live at home with my parents. I've never had a job. In the UK, it's known as being NEET, which means someone who is not currently in education, employment, or training. I have absolutely no chance of getting a job in the future as I have no useful skills or talents, and no experience or references. I also have terrible people social skills. Also, I recently got an Asperger's diagnosis, which makes it even less likely that I'll get a job in the future. A typical day for me involves me sleeping during the day and playing video games all night. I'm a nocturnal hermit. My parents are under a lot of stress financially and emotionally because of my situation. I carefully saved by being a frugal bastard over 5 years at a 9 per hour job to have 6 months off to lazy around, play video games and some outdoor stuff around WI. I'm 28. I paid my own car and student loans off ages ago, so it's the very basics for bills. Rent, electric, internet, sell beer. Still have plenty of cash to live on, and I do live with a roommate. I'm 24, 25 next week, and I suffer from depression, a slew of other mental illness, so I am on disability and cannot work. I also still live with my parents. I don't do much during the day but make sure to take care of myself and try to keep my brain healthy. I do get out sometimes and go out, but because of my social anxiety I have no close friends. I'm hoping it gets better. I have a neurological disorder, And I'm in between a lot of doctors, pain clinics, specialists. I'm not on disability because I'm under 25, but get an allowance from my government. I'm very lucky to live where I do. I'm also very lucky that my parents have been very supportive this entire time. I work so hard in school to maintain my grades despite all the hospitals and doctors and tests, and I wanted to do geophysics at uni. So doing nothing is hell for me. Most days. If I'm not at appointments, I'm trying to learn lots of maths so when I get better and can do geophysics happens. Hint, not going to, it will be easier. Trying to learn a language for the translating work. Trying to learn as much programming as I can so that I could maybe work for a friend of mine who owns a RID company. Sort of trying to prepare for a very uncertain future, I guess. I'm 40 and have been a SAHD for 10 years. When our daughter is at school I do housework, garden, hang out with friends, woodwork, grocery shop, cook etc. I also volunteer as much as I can either at her school or in the community. Edit. This has been a great day. Thanks for all the questions and comments. You guys and gals are great. Your friends also don't work? Or did you just find a new bunch to hang out with? While the usual group is working? The friends I hang with during the day are other stay-at-home parents. My best friend stays home with his 3-year and 2-month-old twins, and my neighbor stays home with his 1-year daughter.